Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a pick a card reading for the collective. Collective, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in my Buy Me a Coffee link, my official Instagram and TikTok, all listed in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Collective, I hope that you're doing well. This pick a card reading is all about love and relationships. So it could be familial love, romantic love. We shall see what comes out. There were 3 cards on the cover image, and I'm going to show them to you now. The first was Blessed. The second was Fork in the Road. And the third was Thinker. These are all from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reed. And for the reading today, I'm going to be using the Rider-Waite-Smith. So please choose carefully, but don't overthink it. Whatever card you felt was the one that you were drawn to, that is your pile. And I'll see you soon. Hi, Pile 1. Welcome to your reading. You chose the number 22 card, Blessed. And the adjoining crystal is this beautiful raw amethyst quartz point. It's not as purple as some amethysts are, but it's in there somewhere. Amethyst is a crystal that is associated with channeling psychic energies, but it's also associated with the divine feminine, especially when we are working with raw crystals, meaning crystals that this is natural, this is not polished. This is how they literally grow in the earth. You can see here this unpolished side, or unrefined side. This is all natural. So when we work with raw crystals, especially in the process of meditation or manifestation or channeling, we work with amethyst to be able to heighten and kind of intensify whatever it is that we are trying to energetically shift within our lives. So in terms of your love life, you're feeling very, even what she's doing right now, she's sitting in prayer. There is something here where you are feeling blessed. And immediately what I wanted to say was the love aspect for you isn't necessarily about another person. It is the relationship with spirit. This really beautiful communion with your spirit guides, where you are truly divinely connected. It's almost as if they're lifting you up. I don't know if you can see, there's kind of a face in the bottom there. It's kind of hard to see, but that's a face right there. They're kind of like raising you up, like you've been, oh, Spirit just said the word favored. Favored. That is not a word that I use very often. Spirit said you are favored. They're raising you up at this time. There is some piety here with these 2 hands clasped in prayer, that you've been, and maybe it's not about, being loyal to spirit. It's maybe it's just a matter of love and self-love. 22 is a sacred number, so you could be seeing a lot of 2s, 222s. I'm also feeling fae energy with this card, fairy energy. So kind of working with those spirits of nature. There is a beautiful kind of centered a centered feeling that I get from your energy, pile one. Like it's like your head is held high, your spine is very straight, all of your chakras are open. There's this sense of maturity about you, a self-love indeed. And you're really harnessing those energies for yourself right now. And the kind of love you attract in your life is the kind of love you feel for yourself. I'm going to get 3 cards for your message today. There's no clarifiers. It's just a general message to see what your spirit guides have to say related to love and relationships. Okay, 3 cards out. The first card is the Page of Swords in the reverse. So the Page of Swords, Swords energy is air, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. It's the air element, which is associated with the cerebral, the thinking person, the person who looks at facts and figures and looks at things objectively with rationale. The Page of Swords is someone who is in a beginner's mindset. They're looking at something with fresh eyes, maybe curious about something that they don't know much about. So there's a sense of kind of asking questions, researching, wanting to know more, maybe not knowing where to start. And sometimes it can also be known as the little spy of the tarot. So especially in love and relationship readings, when you get this card, it can sometimes, for some readers, it designates like people who are looking at your social media or asking friends of friends about you. But the card is in reverse. And that just simply shows me that there's not really an engagement at this time with wanting to open up to new things. I have a sense that there's this settled space in you. Like if you're single, this is just an example. Like if you're single, you're not on, dating apps or anything. You're kind of just hanging back. You're really focusing on yourself, on your self-love, on your development, on your own interests. And there isn't really a lot of curiosity happening right now. What I think is so curious about this is the fact that the Knight of Cups is here. Knight of Cups. Cups are water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and they talk about love, feelings, emotion, compassion, friendship, camaraderie, family. And all the knights think of the knights in the tarot as like not just messengers, but they're also action takers. Like they jump on their horse and they're like, go, 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 let's do this. And when you get a Knight of Cups, that's somebody bringing in an offer. And it's not just in their head. They're not just thinking about doing it. They're actually doing it. There is somebody that could be approaching you with an offer of love or friendship, something that is authentic. The card is in the upright. An authentic gesture. Something that you can trust. But with the third card that's out, the Queen of Swords, there's a part of you that's like, okay, I'm doing just fine where I am, and I don't need any distractions. Like I see that you're trying to offer something to me. Okay, but what is it? It's almost like, well, it's going to be like this, but it's like, what is it that you're offering? The Queen of Swords is very discerning, and sometimes she can be kind of cold. So I see this energy. There's a lot of, look at all this blue energy. There's a lot of thinking happening right now, and you could be coming across pile one as slightly unapproachable. Because you're really settled and happy where you are and feeling grateful. So there could be a part of you that's just like, okay, young buck, What, you know, in terms of the court cards, knights and queens are not on the same level. A queen should be met by another queen or a king or higher. So this could be somebody that is slightly younger than you, slightly less mature, even though they're authentic. You could be finding that this person is just in like a different phase of life than you are. But the Queen of Swords is also inquisitive. So there are going to be questions asked. There are going to be I just see this scenario where I just want to say to you, pile one, it's like, give this person a little bit of a break, because approaching a queen in knight energy, no matter how authentic you are, it takes a little bit of bravery. And I want to say to you, just like go easy on them, just at the beginning. Like, you don't have to date this person. You don't even have to like give them a chance if you really don't want to. But what Spirit is kind of saying, they're just kind of like nudging you just a little bit. Just hear them out. Hear what they have to say. You might be surprised. I'm going to read from the book, number 22, Blessed. Number 22, Blessed. Something wonderful that is unearned and unexpected, grace that is an unforeseen gift from Spirit. There are moments in life when out of the blue, remember I was talking about blue, out of the blue, it seems that everything has been orchestrated by divine intervention. You feel blessed in ways that are difficult to express. It's as if the Red Sea parts in front of you and events come together to banish your troubles easily and naturally. You know deep down you did not deserve any of it, and yet here you are. This is one of those times. Let awe and gratitude for all your blessings guide you now. I'm going to read the relationship message. You are moving toward a deepening of intimacy in a unique and sacred partnership. You know you are meant to take this connection. This union, blessed by the divine, will bring transformation and beauty to the world. This is also a sign, even more important, you're being called to a deeper intimacy with yourself and Spirit. With this new development, you will see evidence of grace in your life. Straight from the horse's mouth. I hate puns. Why did I even say that? But straight from the horse's mouth. That's your reading, pile one. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. I'll see you next time. Hi, pile two. You chose number 13, the fork in the road. Number 13 corresponds to the death card of the Major Arcana, talking about endings, bringing new beginnings. The corresponding crystal that goes with this card for this reading today is this beautiful ocean jasper. This ocean jasper. Ocean jasper is a crystal that I work with when I am feeling stagnant and the idea of flow becomes very important to me because I'm not feeling it, right? So we work with ocean. I often give ocean jasper to water signs, but I also give it to people that they're finding it really difficult to kind of maybe think outside of the box, or they're having a lot of circumstances in their life that are causing them to be very constricted. And so working with this crystal allows there to be a beautiful kind of flow. So you could be drawn to this energy. Fork in the road. So this card, we can see here, there are a lot of directional signs. And it's funny, this monkey on the top of the sign, it's almost like he's directing traffic, right? You got to go this way, you got to go this way, but there might be this space of indecision. I mean, everybody is looking in a different direction. We see this little owl here, he's looking this way, this kind of reindeer is looking that way. It's telling me that you might be getting some conflicting opinions, conflicting reports about these potential opportunities in love or friendship. Or perhaps you might be on the fence about a certain relationship in your life right now that has, maybe some things have come to light that are pulling I feel like your attention is being diverted into many different directions. And it's causing some indecision on your part. So there could be a situation with a friend or a significant other where you're asking yourself some really crucial questions right now as to the future of what is going to happen. Especially with the death card referenced here, there may need to be an ending that brings a new beginning. And it doesn't mean we end a friendship, but we could be ending an old way of behaving. Maybe there's this crucial turn in a relationship in your life right now, or a friendship, that it cannot continue on this path. We have to divert and do something different if we want to grow together. So I'm going to get 3 cards for the spread today. It's just a general reading, quick reading, to see what Spirit has to say regarding love and relationships. This is for pile 2. Using the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck. Okay. 3 cards, no clarifiers on the table. 2 of them are major arcana. Spirit is really, has their presence heavily guiding this reading today. The first card is the Temperance, number 14, major arcana, representing Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius is the sage of the tarot, the wise figure. 1 foot in the watery depths of emotion, 1 foot on land where we are grounded and stable. Kind of moving that energy, right? The flow energy, the water energy, back and forth, back and forth. Temperance is all about patience. It's all about alchemization. We're turning one scenario or situation into something else. Typically, it's referred to as turning base metals into gold, or turning pain into power. So I do feel this sense of love and optimism on the horizon here. The sun's coming up. But I do feel like this is, or has been, a Spirit said the word arduous, a long process. It could be a long process of growth and evolution within a relationship. I very strongly feel like I'm talking to people that are already in a connection that they're kind of on the fence about right now. There's been like a lot of effort put into this connection. There's been some compromise and patience, and to that, Spirit would say, who is exhibiting more patience and who is testing it? Spirit is showing, I'm not pulling any clarifiers, but Spirit is showing me the 2 of Pentacles card. This juggling. It's almost as if Spirit is saying, how long are you going to juggle until you have to put something down? The next card out is the Queen of Cups in the reverse. This is Cancer energy. When it talks about somebody holding this beautiful cup of love and devotion and intimacy and loyalty, holding it out, giving it. Queen of Cups is very giving, very forgiving. But the card is in reverse. And to me as a reader, the Queen of Cups in reverse talks about self-love. All of that love that you've put out into the world, it's time to turn it on yourself. fill your own cup first. You've been pouring too much from your cup and giving to others. It's see how, I just want to show you the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Pamela Coleman Smith was the one that illustrated these cards. They look kind of unrefined sometimes when you look at these tarot cards, this particular design of tarot cards, which is this is the set that most people learn on. But there's so much depth. Every time I look at them, I see something new, right? Her dress is essentially like the water coming up, and it creates her. She lives and breathes through the emotional state. So if you're somebody who has been living and breathing through the emotional state for somebody else, eventually that well is going to dry up. And Spirit is really calling your attention to the fact, like, all three of these cards, I'm about to show you the third one, involve water of some kind. This is ocean jasper. It's a crystal. I specifically, as a reader and as intuitive, I specifically give it to water signs. All right, so there is something, you could be a water sign, but the realm of emotions is very, very present. It was not as present for pile one. So I'm speaking to somebody who feels very deeply, and that is not something that should be taken for granted, right? Or dismissed in any way, because now I see a scenario where somebody's saying to, oh, you're too sensitive, right? The old, oh, you're too sensitive conversation. As a Cancer, I've heard it many times, and you know, I heard it a lot more when I was younger, but now as an adult, it's like, oh, I'll show you a piece of sensitive, right? But anyway, there is something here, and Spirit is saying it is really time for you to invest that love back into yourself. It's now more than ever. It is so important. So important. And with the final card out here, I'm just going to cover it up a little bit. The Star Energy. Major Arcana number 17, Aquarius. Aquarius, Sagittarius, Cancer. You showed up in this reading. The Star Energy talks about wish fulfillment, but it also talks about healing. And again, here we are with the pool of consciousness, right? The pool of the psychic realm, right? Look at what is happening right now. Sorry, I'm trying to just cover this up, but like, here are the two jugs, here are the two cups, here's the cup. Like, things are being shifted back and forth, right? We're trying our best, pile two, to ground ourselves, to make sure that that our emotions don't get carried away from us. But this is part of the process of this star card and the healing, is knowing when we should be able to put up boundaries, important boundaries, not so that we close ourselves off to love or giving love, but so that we open ourselves up to receiving love, the love that we have given, the love we deserve. Very powerful, very dreamy cards that you got. The theme, though, the takeaway, though, is really reflecting right now on what it is that you want and whether you are willing to continue with this back and forth energy, right? This back and forth, pouring from one cup to the other cup to the other cup to the other cup. I'm going to read from the book, Fork in the Road. Number 13, Fork in the Road. Time to make a decision. Considering the consequences as you prepare to act, owning up to your obligation to make a necessary choice. Every choice has a consequence. You arrived at a fork in the road and are being asked to come to a decision. Will you further your dreams by choosing left or by choosing right? Will you take the road less traveled or the one well worn by others who have come before you? This is your choice and yours alone to make. Circumstances and other people will not make it for you. Be present and do not avoid this junction, for it is an important crossroads. Take heart, as no matter which path you choose, you will have a rich and meaningful experience. And the relationship message: you've reached a moment of truth in the evolution of your relationship, which you will choose. Which will you choose? To open up to the possibility of love or to remain isolated? To go deeper and commit to mutual passion or to walk away? This is a time to take responsibility for your truest desire and follow it. Be honest with yourself about what you're willing to do, invest, and give. Then choose. You cannot make a wrong choice. If you move forward with a relationship, know that it will be based in truth and authenticity. You will have made a conscious decision rather than simply hanging on because you don't want to be alone, or ending things because you're afraid of the intensity of genuine connection. All roads lead to lessons you must learn in your relationships. Regardless of the decision you make, it will place you on the path to a truer experience of the heart. That's your reading, pile 2. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Thank you. Hi, pile 3. You chose the number 44, the Thinker card. The Thinker. And the corresponding crystal is this lapis lazuli tower. Lapis lazuli is a crystal that has been used since ancient times to channel source energy, but it's also a very good crystal for communication. As the throat chakra is represented by blue energy, I often use lapis lazuli to help me when I feel as though I'm having a hard time communicating. So anytime I do readings, I have like 4 lapis lazulis within arm's reach at any time. If I feel as though there's energy that's trying to block my communication, or I'm not feeling confident about my connection with spirit in that moment, and I just need a little bit of guidance and help. It's very funny because my ear is tunneling right now. Even holding lapis lazuli, it's like it allows your spirit guides to come in even more strongly. So you always want to use lapis lazuli, especially in times of communication. So public speaking or a job interview or something like that. Just grab yourself a piece of lapis lazuli. So there could be something about communication related to your reading today in terms of love and relationships. You know, perhaps everything is going on inside your head. You've been thinking about what you have to say, but you haven't quite said it yet. Maybe there's an expression of love that you want to give. Maybe there is something that you want to communicate where love is ending. We shall see for this pile. I want to point out here that she is kind of this fae energy, and she kind of has her hand like this. She's, you know, lost in thought. I do also want to point out that, you know, these cards are very illustrative and very dreamlike, but there are very few cards that have kind of these harsh right angles. And I want to kind of call attention to that because it really channels the kind of air energy feeling, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, where we're looking at the harsh angles, the facts and the figures. So it's almost like there's this sense in your relationships that you're trying to be less emotional and more objective. There's some kind of objectivity that is taking place for you at this time. So I'm going to pull 3 cards. This is just a general reading to see what your spirit guides have to say about love and relationships for pile 3. There will be no clarifying cards. Just going to get the quick message for all of you today. Okay, wow. So you have, it's very funny. I've done 6 readings now for my Pick a Card series, and I think in almost all of them I've only pulled 3 cards, and 2 of the cards are always major arcana. So Spirit is really, like, they're heavily guided energies, okay? The very first card you got is the World card in the reverse. Major Arcana, number 21. The World card ends the journey of the Major Arcana. It starts with the Fool, taking this great leap of faith, and we go through the whole process of the Major Arcana cards, and we end on the World, where we've learned lessons and we're now closing out chapters to begin anew, to have a new Fool moment. Right, but the World card here is shown to me in reverse. That suggests to me that there is still some unfinished business related to a relationship status. This doesn't have to be romantic love, but it could be, take it as it resonates. Whatever you came to this reading thinking about, the person or situation, that's it. That's the situation. So there is something unfinished. There is something, oh, Spirit just said unhealed. Something unfinished, something unhealed. At this time, there's like a loose thread. And there's part of you that could be thinking about how to rectify the situation. Ultimately, we want the World card to be in the upright. Otherwise, we're in a place of stagnancy. We're stuck, learning the same lesson over and over and over. So Spirit could also be showing me that this could be describing one connection with one person, or a lesson that you keep learning with multiple people. The number 9 of Wands is coming out now. 9 of Wands talks about the wounded warrior living to fight another day. The tenacity, the resilience, the fatigue. This is somebody who has been through it and is still going through it. There's a refusal on your part to give up. I'm not pulling clarifiers, but I don't have to because I'm channeling really strongly. Your spirit guides are really strong for these readings. I'm glad I'm doing these readings because it's just opening up a new way of channeling for me. But Spirit is showing me the Tower card. The Tower is a major arcana card, and it represents great shock, awe, upheaval, and change, and surprise. And they're showing me that card right now. Right? Like that. It's almost like Spirit wants to say to you, you can really contemplate this, but at the end of the day, if something is supposed to change, it will change. And there's a part of you, there's a part of Spirit that wants to commend you, because you're a fighter. You're a fighter. You're not giving up very easily. And nor, I'm not telling you to give up, but what I'm saying is, it's just kind of like, is the other half of the scenario, are they also fighting? Are they also putting in the effort? Are they also resilient? Are they also willing to make sacrifices? The same kind that you have. And the last card here is the Death card. Number 13 of the Major Arcana, Scorpio energy. If you're a Scorpio, you showed up in your own reading. The Death card talks about endings, bringing new beginnings, sun coming up over the horizon. This card talks about, the Death card is often associated with the Tower, because the Tower's number 16. But it's talking about, you know, something that has to come to its natural closure, right? And we're on our way to figuring out what things look like on the other side of that closure. And I think that's what you're trying to figure out right now. So even if this is not ending a connection, but it's simply demanding that it evolve, you are really contemplating it at this time. I'm going to read from the book for the thinker. Here's the thinker. Strategy, being analytical and logical. The ability to reason and strategize is the focus now. Take things at face value and follow the logical path. Your calculations will prove to be correct, for in this moment there is no deeper meaning than what is obvious. Things are exactly as they seem. You have all the information you need. Keep it simple, and you will win the game of life you're playing right now. And the relationship message. Love is not logical, but when you choose a partner, it is good to have things in common other than desire. This is a time to weigh the pros and cons of your relationship, of your partnership. If there is enough common ground, go for it. If not, there are other fish in the sea. Don't force it to work. And should others tell you who they are, take them at their word. Now is not the time to indulge in a fantasy. No matter what, in this case, the facts are the facts. That's your reading, pile 3. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, pile 3.